Greenfield. You can hear it from the crowd.
On target, loose, backhander, he scores! Oh, what a beauty! Brady Moreno gives Greenfield the lead.
And the kick is on his face.
Hello and welcome to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith, joined tonight by Bill Drake on the mic, and we're here in the Collins Moylan Arena in Greenfield, Massachusetts for another Greenwave hockey game. This time we're not just the designated home team, but we are actually at the home stadium of the Greenfield Greenwave. It's good to be back in the barn, and it's great to be joined by you tonight, Bill. I haven't done comms with you on a game yet, but you're joining us here for the first time in a while, I was told by our producer, Mr. Murphy, and you're here as the JV coach for the Greenfield Greenwave.
Yeah, that's all correct. I think it's been maybe 2 or 3 years since I did some color comms, so it's pretty awesome to be back. Thanks for having me. And we're looking at Greenwave warming up in the pregame, getting ready for what will hopefully be their first win of the season, and they got about a minute left of the warm-ups.
Yeah, so like you said, Greenfield has had a really struggling start to this season. They haven't won a game yet. They've lost 4 of their first 5, and 2 games ago against West Springfield, they tied them 1-1. Tonight in net, they're going to have Ben Johnston. They've been alternating between Cooper Smith and Ben Johnston in net, and they will be playing against a team outside of the Berry League, so that'll be a welcome treat for them to maybe a little less pressure that can allow them to develop a little more as a team to get themselves on the scoreboard. But they're going to be playing against Montachusett Tech, who has a partnership with Fitchburg High, which is why we have the red coloring on the uniforms for them. The badge in the middle says Fitchburg on the top and Monty Tech on the bottom. And when we talked to Coach Mike Colcourt before the game, he gave me a little rundown of what happened with these uniforms. They got them just last year and they loved them, but then the host school in this co-op changed to Monty Tech. So despite having the Fitchburg colors, they go by the mascot and the school name of the Monty Tech Bulldogs.
Well, they're going to be a mystery team to play against, both in uniform and on the ice, as we have little information about them.
Yeah, there's only been one time in recent record that Greenfield has played against them. I believe that it went down as a win for Greenfield. It was a 2-1 win, and that last time that they played them was just last year on January 11th of 2025. But this is the next year around, and Greenfield is looking to get another win against the Bulldogs to be their first win of the season. We'll go down onto the ice now at Collins Moylan Arena for the starting lineups and the national anthem.
Where proper sportsmanship should be practiced at all times. All parties are asked to please refrain from making derogatory remarks, comments, or gestures. The players, coaches, officials,
right, and we will be underway in just a few moments here at the Collins Moylan Arena. Greenfield will be wearing their white and green home uniforms today, and the Montachusett Bulldogs wearing the maroon, white, and black of Fitchburg High, as we explained the discrepancy in the uniforms before for that co-op. In between the pipes tonight for the visiting Bulldogs is the freshman goaltender Avery Atkin, and he's going up against the sophomore goaltender of Ben Johnston in the crease for Greenwave. There'll be a huddle at the benches, and Montachusett is ready for the opening face-off as Greenfield does their last team chant before hitting the ice. And this is probably just about as motivated as we'll see this Greenfield team so far this season, Bill. They just came off of their first shutout loss of the season against Longmeadow at the biggest arena they've played at so far, the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield, as the faceoff is won back by the Bulldogs, played forward off the official on the far side of the ice, and Prunier sends it across to his fellow defenseman. That's sent off the back of Brady Pareda. Now here comes Prunier breaking through the neutral zone across the blue line, and he stood up at the left circle. A missed hit, loose in front. The goal comes free as a backhand was sent wide of the net. And that will be the first stoppage of play of this contest.
Greenfield haven't had such a bad losing streak since the first year of Bouchard's career. He's in his 10th season, and they had one win that first year.
Wow. Certainly a low point for Greenfield's hockey program, as that shot is gloved. That came off of the stick of Noah Pareda, I believe. But there's a lot of season ahead of them, and they've got a chance here against Montachusett, who only got their first win a couple days ago on the 27th of last month against Leominster. They've got a decent chance, most would say, against these Bulldogs to pocket their first win of the season, as the puck's played into the defensive end of Greenfield. Jack Lowry with the puck, sends it forward through the legs of Lucas Ciano. Now here comes Greenwave on a rush on the right side. A shot that's blocked, a backhand trying to get into the slot, but it's turned aside by a couple players from Montachusett. A double hit on the defensive end for Greenfield as they try and clear it back out. That shot's turned aside but not covered up by Ben Johnston. Johnston, although playing the same number of games as Cooper Smith, including this game, has faced far more shots than Cooper Smith has, as that puck is sent the length of the ice but won't be called an icing off of a tip by Greenfield. Bulldogs make a change. Now the puck is stripped away at the red line. Here comes Max Karen on the right side. A shot sent wide by Greenfield. Beckwith in the near corner trying to fight for it. Max Karen joins him. Bulldogs win it along the boards. Now they try and shuffle it out of their zone, but it's sent back the other way on the far side of the rink now. Fanned on the pass. Greenfield still fighting for it, and a stick came up high. Maybe it was a glove that came up high. This will be an icing on the Bulldogs, but it looked like Beckwith got a little banged up in the face on the last play.
Much better puck possession for Greenwave here at the start. Good, clean entries into the zone, and then they're generating a lot more offense down low.
I think that a big concern, though, Bill, is a consistent kind of play for Greenfield, as they looked pretty competitive against Longmeadow in their previous game in the first period, or most of the first period, and then things just really fell off the cliff once they came into the second period. But here they are back in their defensive end again. It's sent through the neutral zone, off the boards, and the Bulldogs recover. They send it across the rink. Another deflected stretch pass off of the skate of Logan Tyler. It's played back to Tyler. He dumps it into the offensive zone for Greenfield. A defensive change being made. Prunier sends it high and wide from the blue line. Rebound is picked up and skated around the back of the net by Lucas Ciano. Turning, looks for a shot, sends that one high. It might have been deflected in front. Greenfield trying to recover, looking for a deflection in front. It's scooped behind the goal by Avery Atkin. 12 minutes to go in the first period. Bulldogs trying an outlet pass, but Greenfield keeps up the forecheck and will send it back into their offensive end. Ciano along the board, sends it back up top for Prunier. Can't field it cleanly. He dumps it in anyway as he tried to get a piece of it. Now here come the Bulldogs rushing out off of the glove of Anson Prunier, one of the alternate captains for the Greenwave of Greenfield. Ciano picks up the puck. He traces his way to the middle of the ice. Now on the right side, drifting ahead, and the shot is blocked and covered up by Avery Atkin, as it looked like that was Jackson Stubbard on defense against Jack Lowry. They were a little tangled up after the whistle. It'll be a face-off to the right side of the ice. Puck is loose, and the Bulldogs come up with it after the face-off. They send it forward. It's Ben Janae trying to get it to himself. Now it's played back. A shot deflected and saved by Johnston. Greenfield with a 3-on-2 as it goes between the legs of Beckwith, and he's whistled for offside. There will be changes for both teams on ice personnel. And it'll be a face-off in the neutral zone, right in front of the Monty Tech bench. Bulldogs do win the face-off, and they dump it into their offensive zone. Johnston touches it behind the goal, setting up Prunier to send it off the wall, trying to get it ahead to Max Karen, who sends it ahead, but no one's there for Greenfield. Beckwith was in pursuit. He deflects a stretch pass across the ice, but the Bulldogs still send it on target from the blue line. They make a hasty change of their defensive pair. Puck behind the Greenfield net, sent around the boards and out of the zone. Picked up by Sean Beckwith, sends it ahead. Here's Max Karen. Can't dive into the slot as he was turned away by Jackson Leader, the captain of the Bulldogs. 10 minutes to go in the first period, scoreless here in Greenfield. The puck comes loose along the boards. It's Jack Lowry with it. One of the Bulldogs lost his stick. A backhand into the slot is covered up by the Bulldogs, sent along the boards behind their net. And it'll come back loose, sent out of the zone. And once again, it will be an icing on the Bulldogs.
Good continuous pressure by Greenwave. You can see why the captain, Laurie, is so important to the team. He's able to maintain possession, win the puck down in the corner, get down low behind the net, and he can contribute both offensively and defensively.
He's been a key player for many seasons now for this Greenwave offense and team as a whole, despite being a defenseman, as the puck is won back off the faceoff for Greenfield, but the forecheck being applied and a long-range shot has to be turned aside by the glove of Atkins. And a one-timer is fanned on by Pareda. Looks like he got a piece of it, but it ends up coming back out to the neutral zone. Some traffic between two Bulldogs players as they can't control the puck in the neutral zone. It gets sent back to Greenfield's end, and it's Jack Lowry who's going to try and send the puck forward. Pareda gets it out of the zone, but not to one of his teammates. He pokes it away anyway, and it's into the defensive end of the Bulldogs. Has to be turned aside by Atkins. Bulldogs try and turn it around into an offensive pressure, but it's sent back into the Greenfield zone, and offsides is the call on Constantine.
Laurie took a hard hit here down in the defensive zone, but that's the thing Greenwave need to do to be successful in this losing streak. To get out of that, you got to win the blue line, win those lines.
Lowry being gutsy taking that hit. He fielded a hit right around that same place last season and fractured his wrist. He was out for the remainder of last season, and he was sorely missed by this team, further proving your point, Bill, of how crucial he is to this Greenwave roster. As the puck comes free for Greenwave in their zone, a back pass, and he couldn't line up the shot. That shot's deflected from the left point. Johnston comes out far, and he sticks it aside. He was about 5 feet away from his crease, and that's a great save by Ben Johnston. It was a 2-on-none for a moment there, and it's dumped back into the zone by the Bulldogs. No line change for either team quite yet. A big hit on the player behind the puck, Logan Tyler for Greenfield, as he let the puck go. Still in the neutral zone for Greenfield. Ciano now retreats back into his defensive end. Prunier, outlet pass, and it's scooped forward by Chase Zoronic. Ciano trying to apply some pressure. He gets thrown down after the play, and we have a whistle for another icing on the Bulldogs.
Got scary there. Benny Johnston's got to come out and play that puck really far from his net.
Yeah.
It's a tough call to make as a goalie. Do you stay? Do you go? Looks like he made the right choice there at that play.
Face off on the left side of Atkins. One back by Greenfield. Lowry fires a shot that was deflected right off of his stick. The Bulldogs try and control behind their net. Still a fierce forecheck by Greenfield, but they break free into the neutral zone. Greenfield wins it right back, though, on the stick of Chase Zoronic. Zoronic fires it into the slot, deflected, and it was saved by Atkins. I don't know how he followed the puck there. But the Bulldogs come up with the puck behind their own goal. Can't send it out of the zone. It's fired high of the net. Greenfield still controls. Zoronic fighting for it on the right side. And an intercepted pass will clear the zone for the Bulldogs. A 1-on-2, and now the rest of the players join them. Hand goes up for offsides, allowing Greenfield to touch the puck up, and they move forward. Here's Brady Pareda, couldn't get into the slot, trying to pass it off, and it can't be saved. Goes into the neutral zone. Lowry looking to carry it across the blue line. Hands it off, and it was taken away. Bauman, the captain, gave it up, and now Lowry gets it back. Looking for an opening, he sends it down low, and a shot from Nico Ciano is saved by Atkins.
Nice shot by Nico there, testing the goalie. There's been a lot of good shots by Greenwave. They're pushing, making this freshman really work. That shot by Pareda also hit off the post after that initial save, too.
Some confusion on the ice as to which forward unit is on the rink, and a false start by one of the wingers prompts a change at the faceoff dot for the Bulldogs. They will win the draw anyway. 6:20 to go in the first period. Still scoreless here at the Collins Moylan Arena. A big hit along the far boards, but Max Karen gets right back up. Here come the Bulldogs on the right side. A pad save, and no second chance opportunity as Greenfield clears it out of their zone. A stretch pass waiting, but Karen drops back. Puck is loose, like two players skated over it. Karen tries to send it forward, but it's sent out into the neutral zone across the red line. And oh, that's a nasty hit. Just an unlucky place for it to happen, as it looks like Nolan Kalinowski's all right. He got hit into the half wall. That is the Bulldogs bench. The door opened up in front of him, and it looks like he might have hit his side on the corner of the wall.
It's a painful spot. There's no padding there, and it's the second door that he's been sent through this season. He also went through the open doors by the Fitchburg bench.
Oh, wow.
He's a strong boy there. No, he can really. He'll take it. He won't miss a shift.
Shook it right off and nodded to the guy who delivered the hit that he knew it wasn't his fault. 5.5 to go. Greenfield still maintaining plenty of pressure in front, and that was almost a great chance for Greenfield. Just couldn't get a deflection in front. Lowry sends it high, maybe deflected off of a Bulldog stick. Big hit along near boards in the corner against Bauman. Puck's cleared free, but Greenfield comes up with it. Ciano will pass it back on a backhand. Lowry has a lane, shoots, and it's covered up by Atkin.
Several good chances there by both Ciano brothers. Working that cycle down low. You can see him winning that puck below the goal line, finding the F3 in the high hash marks. Just need to solve this freshman goalie, though. He's been looking good for Fitchburg.
You can understand why he's their starting tendy. They have number 34, Randy Mallett, in the wings if they need to change out Atkin, but there's been no reason to change him so far this game. He's been excellent as that puck is covered up. A nice call by Johnston as the loose puck drifted right into his crease and he covered it up before Ben Janae could get there. This will be one of the first faceoffs in a long time in Greenfield zone. It's won by the Bulldogs. Glove save, but the rebound wasn't covered up by Johnston. Fighting for it along the boards and cleared out eventually by Prunier. Played back by Greenfield in the neutral zone across the blue line. Zorana gets knocked off the puck, but it's picked back up by Amstein. From the blue line, the shot's deflected, it's loose in front, and it's covered up by Atkin. And we're gonna have a scuffle after that play. There was plenty of contact on Atkin, and the Bulldogs have plenty of reason. It looks like maybe one of the Greenfield players is still tied up. We'll see if we have any penalties coming up here, Bill.
Yeah, I always sort that out. Logan Tyler took a shot from the point. It had eyes. Goalie made a save, and the butterfly kicked up. Looked like both Pareda and Jed Amstein had a chance at that when I was in the crease, and then the kerfluffle afterwards looks like Greenwave are coming out on top.
For now,
or
at least,
negative.
we might have, looks like Zoranic skating over to the penalty box. Right now, it will be Zoranic going into the box for Greenfield, and for the Bulldogs, it's number 18, Cody Ablaza.
Well, the refs take one of each. Should be 5-on-5. And then temperatures can cool down a little bit, but good shot by Greenwave. That's the pressure. You can feel Fitchburg's having to respond to that by getting physical and protecting their goalie.
Yeah, and no fault to the Bulldogs for protecting their goalie. It's what you're supposed to do at the end of the day, and we'll see how many minutes each player will be getting. I suspect it might just be 2. There wasn't too much roughing and extracurricular after the whistle was blown, but you never know at the high school level. Refs communicating what the call is going to be to both coaches as Bouchard steps down to the rink door on Greenfield's bench to await the official to join him. Meanwhile, at the penalty box, things are still being sorted out with the scorekeepers, who now communicated to the skaters that are in the box. There's 4:24 on the first period clock. No score here still, but Greenfield has had all kinds of offensive chances. Atkins has been huge in this game so far for his Bulldogs, as it looks like we might end up with a second Bulldog in the penalty box, but he might just be having a conversation with one of the officials here, and he is getting ushered into the penalty box. That's number 15, Ben Giannet, one of the alternate captains, and it will be a 5-on-4. It should be according to the penalty box, but it's a 5-on-5 on the ice. We might have a game misconduct, potentially, or a 10-minute misconduct. I'm not sure. If it was something said, you never really know. But it's a 5-on-5 on the ice, and there's 4:10 on the clock. There's 2 Bulldogs in the penalty box and 1 Greenwave skater.
6 of the first period is a major. Number 18, Cody Alonso, major misconduct.
Major misconduct.
36 of the first period, number 15 for Montachusett. The penalty is Ben Bernard for roughing. And at 10:36 of the first period, number 15, Casey Ronick, also receives a minor penalty for roughing.
So 2 skaters, 1 skater on each side has a roughing penalty, but then it was G&A who I think was awarded with a major misconduct.
That is correct, yes.
So that will take him out of the game for at least the rest of the first period. Not sure how long it'll be until we see him again. That could be a big blow potentially for the Bulldogs, Bill, as G&A is one of their alternate captains. But Greenfield and Monty Tech still skating at even strength for the time being. And Greenfield's keeping up that offensive pressure even as the Bulldogs send it out of the neutral zone and Greenfield retreats to their back end. Prunier can't field the puck. A big hit along the boards. It's sent into the slot, but the only one waiting there for it is Logan Tyler. Stretch pass didn't connect with D'Angelo, and Atkin will cover it up with 3:05 to go.
Well, like you're saying, high school games, you never can tell what can happen, and words get said, and then players go into a box.
This really is the prime age for a lot of those misconducts to happen, especially if you don't have some fiercer coaching that can really crash down on those players after it happens. So you have to imagine that this hasn't been a topic of conversation for the Bulldogs yet in this season, because a lot of high school coaches will not tolerate that kind of behavior in the game. And once a call like that is made, they're going to have a conversation with their players about it, as that was almost a great chance for Greenfield. We have a hand held up for a delayed penalty, and Atkin will come off. It's going to be a penalty on Greenfield. The whistle is blown, and it will be a cross check. This will be on Lucas Ciano, an alternate captain himself for the Greenwave. And now this will be a power play, the first one of the game for the Bulldogs. With 2:46 to go, there will be a 2-minute minor penalty.
Before that, it was a good chance. It was Bauman with a deflection off of a point shot from Logan Tyler, his second point shot of the game, that went and nearly led to a goal. But now Greenwave will have to kill this penalty off with 2:46 left in the period.
Chris Stefanillo gets ushered out of the face-off circle. Vinny Carabara steps in for him. A big wind-up on the slap shot is gloved easily on the slow shot by Johnston. Face-off on the left side of the ice now. Stefanillo lines up again, and he gets ushered out again. Caraba comes in for him. Gets motion to back up. Now they drop the puck, still loose in the circle, and it's sent behind the net of Greenfield. Johnston watching in the crease, and it's sent to the right point. Puck is sent on target, turned aside by the left leg of Johnston. Sent out of the zone, as it looked like there was a miscommunication on the defensive end of things for the Bulldogs. They will have to retreat and send the puck back forward. It misses the stick of Holden Trahan, and it'll be an icing on the power play for the Bulldogs, as it looks like both guys in the penalty box, both sides of the penalty box, are having some issues with the door, as both of them have repeatedly tried to shut it. Greenfield wins the shorthanded draw with a minute 15 to go in the man advantage. And another icing is called, as now Greenfield, well shorthanded, has started to pin down their opponents in their defensive end.
It's a good sign for Greenwave's penalty kill. Those icings are indication that they're running the system the way that coach wants it.
Waiting behind Atkin, and now the Bulldogs bring it out. And it was Beckwith who blew a tire on the far side of the ice. That puck is rocketed down to the other side of the rink. No icing as Greenfield is shorthanded, and it's down to 45 seconds in the Cyano minor. A minute 25 on the game clock for the first period, and the re-entry is made by the Bulldogs just for it to be sent back the length of the ice. 30 seconds to go in at the power play. A minute 10 to go in the period. Puck's in the neutral zone, loose, picked up by Greenfield. Hand is up for an offside, and it will be a face-off on the near side of the ice. Substitutions coming in for Greenfield. Pareda and Zaranig come onto the ice. Zaranig lines up at the dot, can't win it back, loses his stick. He'll have to go back and retrieve it. But now he's in position to chase after the puck as it was sent the length of the ice. Trying to win it along the boards, he can't, but he's joined by Brady Pareda. Pareda can't win it either, and the Bulldogs are now facing a 5-on-5 Greenfield. Greenfield does have it in their end still. Zaranig a backhand into the slot, but it's taken away by the Bulldogs. Controlled by Greenfield in the neutral zone. Deflected pass from Lowry, and a big hit. That was on Noah Pareda, who looked scary for a second. He could have banged the back of his head on the ice, but strong neck of a hockey player. And there's a friendly collision. Grabbing at his right leg is Zaranig. He might come off here, and he will. Definitely banged up after that play, but as time winds down here, some big collisions on Greenfield's end. It's scoreless after a couple messy penalties at the end of the first period. Atkin has been excellent for the Bulldogs.
Greenwave led in shots. It was 11-8. Fitchburg, Monty Tech had 2 on that power play at the end of the period before Greenwave shut that down. All in all, a good period by both teams. Greenwave are going to the locker room while we cut a fresh sheet here.
And for Greenfield, they've been doing a lot of things right so far, I'd say, Bill. They've been having a lot of good offensive pressure. And the big question now, as we'll go into the second period after a break, is will they be able to sustain that pressure? They couldn't just yesterday at the Mass Mutual Center against Longmeadow, but it will be crucial for them to do that if they want to pull out a win against this Bulldogs team. And it would be huge for them, doubly so, because it would be their first win of the season, which they really, really need before it gets too late in the season and the talks of the postseason and the state playoffs and even just Western Mass playoffs start to dwindle down and die if they can't get that win soon.
Yeah, you're right. Consistency and effort are going to be the hallmarks of success. And you're in one shift at a time territory here. You got to go one good shift and build that momentum, right? You're coming from behind or you're not seeing a consistent effort, then that's when you fall into a losing streak. But good first period, feet are moving, breakouts are happening, consistent zone pressure, and like you said, we'll see what happens in the second period. Hopefully they can keep it up.
Absolutely. Second period on its way after this break. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith, still here with Bill Drake on the side of the rink here at Collins Moylan Arena. A fresh 15 minutes on the scoreboard as the second period is about to be underway. Zambonia has come through the ice and the teams are back on the rink. Atkins skating over to his crease now on the right side of your screen, and Ben Johnson will be taking his post between the pipes for Greenfield on the left side of your screen. 0-0 the score after 15. Greenfield had a lot of offensive pressure, but nothing to show for it besides a very impressive penalty kill at the end of the first period, Bill.
That's right, yeah, they shut the door there, and then now in the second period they got the long change, so this is where commitment and work ethic is really going to come in. You got to keep those shifts short, play their game here as we start the second period.
Bulldogs are the last on the ice before face-off. Zaranik squares up against Stefanilo, and it's won back by Greenfield, and we're underway for the second period. Played ahead to Constantine. Nick Constantine, his pass is intercepted, but it's won back on the far side. Greenfield being flagged down for offside, but now they rush back into their offensive end as the Bulldogs controlled. Back into the neutral zone, Greenfield trying to charge forward. Lowry brings it across the blue line, rips a shot that's saved by the left shoulder of Avery Atkin. The freshman Tandy has been doing excellent tonight as the puck is sent forward to Zaranig off of the boards. Lowry gets it back again as the pressure is being built up by the Bulldogs. Behind the net of Johnston. Now it's sent out to the right point for the Bulldogs. Deflected pass, and Lowry brings it across the blue line for Greenfield. Gets caught up in a couple Bulldogs. But now Monty Tech wins the puck back. Matt Daniels circles back, trying to clear the puck for his team, and he sends it forward. Chipped back into the zone by Greenfield before it gets across the blue line. But now it's cleared out. Back behind the goal of Johnston. He slows it down for his defenseman. Noah Pareto with a stretch pass. Here comes Ciano. He fans on the shot, but it goes in. Shrugs his shoulders as he breaks the scoreless tie. And I think that might have been tipped in by one of the Bulldogs, Bill.
Hard to say. He definitely went to shoot it high and whiffed on it, and it froze the goalie. It was sneaking in 5-hole after he comes out.
And it looks like it might have been touched, but it was close. If anyone touched it, it was the aptly named captain, Jackson Leader.
Either way, Greenwave will take it 1-0 with 13:26 left to play here in the second. Sometimes you just need those lucky goals to come in and you get some puck luck. Help lifts everybody's spirits. Boys are excited on the bench.
And now a little downer for Ciano after the goal. He will be called for cross-checking and is sent back to the box. This is the second time tonight he's been to the penalty box.
Well, a very busy 20 seconds for Luca there. Goal and a penalty. Greenwave will have to kill off their second of the night.
Face-off on the power play is won by the Bulldogs. A chance with a big lane, but it's covered up by Johnson. As went right into his chest. Only 5 seconds taken off of the power play in that sequence. It was a clean win by Monty Tech, and it was sent across the ice. It was number 17, Jackson Leader, who took the shot on goal.
At 1:45 of the second period, the Greenfield penalty is a minor penalty.
Clear down the ice for Greenfield. Now it's picked up by Brady Pareda, shorthanded, and he blows a tire on a collision with Jackson Leader. Puck's loose in the neutral zone. Greenfield comes up with it. Here's Chase Zaranik. Zaranik gets knocked away from the puck. He retreats, content with killing time. But now he sends it forward. Pareda backhands it into the zone, and Zaranik took a big collision with the half wall on the bench of Monty Tech. He's slow to get back into his bench for Greenfield. But meanwhile, Greenfield is having an excellent penalty kill, sending it just wide of Atkin in the crease. Still in their offensive end despite being shorthanded. This is the exact opposite of what we saw in Greenfield in their game against Longmeadow just yesterday. Safe to say, Coach Bouchard really chewed them out about that. But now the Bulldogs might have a chance. That shot sent wide. It might have been turned aside by Johnston's right foot. Stuck behind the goal. Prunier digs it out. It's loose on the near boards. Taken out of the corner. Prunier finds the puck, and his stick is taken out of his hands, and that will be an equalizing penalty on the Bulldogs. Looks like it will be Jackson Stubbert based on his reaction.
They give him a 2 for hooking. Could have been a slash, as it was Laurie's stick went straight to the ground. Never want to see a power play penalty, but Greenwave will take it, make it 4-aside here with just 31 seconds left in the Greenwave penalty. So they'll get an abbreviated power play here as Bauman comes in for the face-off draw.
Face-off on the right circle on Monty Tech's end of the ice. One back by Greenfield. Not kept in the zone as it was caught up in the sticks and skates of the two Greenfield defensemen. Monty Tech tried to jump on the puck, and they have it right now on the near boards, trying to send it around, and it was tipped on the pass. A deflected clear. 10 seconds on the 4-on-4 remaining. Ciano waiting to come back. Puck goes right past his door, and the penalty is over. It's a 5-on-4 for Greenfield for a minute 25 now. Dumped forward by Sean Bauman as he retreats for a change. Here's Ciano, fresh out of the penalty box, circling behind Chase Zaranik, and that could have been a great setup. Zaranik trying to get through the slot, fights it forward, but the Bulldogs come up with it, and they come out of the zone. A minute to go in the power play for Greenfield. It's their first power play of the game. Here comes Lowry, moving fast, trying to circle around behind the goal. He does, looking for someone in the slot, passes it behind him. Cycling now is Greenfield. It's sent high through the slot. Ciano had his stick tied up. Cross to the far side. Zaranik winds up, shoots, and it's sent down off of the body of Matt Daniels. Puck comes loose, out to the top of the zone. Sent down low by Prunier. Ciano sent it just wide. Some great chances for Greenfield. 22 seconds to go on the power play. Ciano again from the right side. Deflected shot. Prunier with a setback, and it's covered up by Avery Atkin. 15 seconds to go in the man advantage for Greenfield.
Several good shots there by Ciano and by Zaranik. So Monty Tech had 2 shots on their abbreviated power play. Greenwave have had 3 so far. There's another important offensive zone draw comes to Bauman.
One back by Greenfield, and it's Ben Giannet who delivers a big hit up high as he was trying to clear the puck out. Now it is cleared out by the Bulldogs. That will do it for the man advantage. 5-on-5 once again here at the Collins Moylan Arena. This will be an icing on the Bulldogs. And still waiting in the penalty box is Cody Ablaza. He was the one who received the misconduct earlier in the contest. We're not sure how long he's going to be in the penalty box for, but it's been 5.5 minutes of the second period, and one of the officials checking on it right now. Face-off one back by Greenfield. Shot deflected wide to the left of the net. Zaranik got a piece of it. It was tried to be cleared by the Bulldogs. Big hit from Holden Trahan. And a couple shoulders being flown by Nick Atkins. trying to help his goalie Avery Atkin out. But a shot stick to side, loose in front, and it's cleared out. A good save by Atkin. Another loose puck in front, and that one was deflected wide and high. It looked like Atkin might have gotten a piece of it with his glove hand.
Two good chances, that last one by Nicholas Constantine, and before that it was by Noah Pareto from the point.
Atkin, despite being fooled on the only goal of the game so far, which really you can't blame him too much for it. It really looked like Ciano was shooting it in a different direction, and he just completely fanned on it, ended up working out for Greenfield. But besides that goal, which really was just a lucky bounce for Greenfield, as Lowry kicks the puck forward after snapping his stick, gets a stick from his bench, but no, he'll have to check out. Coming in for him is Prunier. Meanwhile, a big scuffle on the ice for the puck, sent in front, no one's home for Greenfield. Karen sends it ahead, a couple big hits, and now here come the Bulldogs, trying to find some space to move the puck forward. They'll send it wide of the goal. Shot again, turned aside by Johnston. Bench getting loud for Greenfield. They're really fired up as Cooper blocks the shot. Ben Johnston does. Sent back out into the neutral zone. Bulldogs trying to recover. A collision in the middle of the ice, some incidental contact, and another shot covered up by Ben Johnston. Greenfield's bench loving it, as both goalies are fantastic this evening.
Several big saves by Benny there. He got the initial save with his right pad and then another one on the doorstep before it was finally cleared. That is Fitchburg Monitech's best shift there, where they had 4 shots on Ben, really tested him here. Greenwave standing tall, bench is standing up.
It's great to see the bench getting into it. That was a thing we didn't see at all yesterday, despite the impressive venue at the Mass Mutual Center. Meanwhile, here they're back at home leading 1-0, trying to maintain that or lengthen that lead as Ciano passes the puck back as he fields a few bodies in the middle of the rink. Sent forward, deflected off of the stick of Nico Ciano. Luca Ciano comes in to try and field the puck, but it's turned the other way. A missed hit along the boards by Anson Prunier. Meanwhile, the puck gets cleared back out, sent forward, and taken down is one of the Greenfield skaters. That was Ciano who was taken out. A lot of fans were looking for a tripping call on that. But meanwhile, the Bulldogs control the puck, try and send it out the zone. Of errant pass, and the shot is fired in high by Jack Lowry. This was something we saw a lot yesterday, Bill. A lot of wild passes, or wild shots, I should say, as Ciano got his hand up in the face of Vinny Caraba. He will be called for it. And this was likely some retaliation for when he crashed to the ice as he was trying to get to the puck. So now for the third time this game, Lucas Ciano finds himself in the box being called for a minor penalty, Bill.
Greenwave will have to kill another one off here. Hold on to this 1-goal lead as they lose that face-off.
Greenfield's been excellent on the penalty kill so far this evening. The only thing that they could really do better is get themselves a shorthanded goal. Here comes Brady Pareda. He will get to the puck first on the clearance. Plays it back, but too far, as it's picked back up by Cody Ablaza, who's finally out of the penalty box after the misconduct. He delivers a high hit to Pareda, and another one. Pareda looking around for an official to make a call, but he skates away from Ablaza. Now he comes back to Ablaza, hacks his stick. Ablaza maintains possession of the puck. He skates over on the left side. A lot of contact on Ablaza on the near boards. Now it's sent back out. Here's a breakaway for Brady Pareda. One-on-one with Atkin, and Atkin stands tall. A loose puck, but he covers it up. Now he gives it to his captain, Jackson Leader. A great stand by Avery Atkin. 1 minute to go in the power play. shot sent wide of Ben Johnston. Ablaza sends it back around the net. Back to Ablaza from his teammate Trahan. And it goes past Ablaza to Jackson Leader, who has to rally his troops once again. Deflected pass by Zaranig. And there's a lot of contact away from the puck as Zaranig gets thrown to the ground. Now Lowry takes down the skater. We have a penalty here. And we're getting a lot of extracurricular activity. I think it might be Lowry who's called for the penalty here, as he lost his stick as he went down. Hold will be the call.
Yeah.
And no, it looks like it will be Ablaza, who had been pestering some Greenfield players before he got called for this penalty.
Down in the corner, Lowry was trying to get around him, and the Monty Tech player is holding on to his wrist as they tumble into a heap. 30 seconds of 4-on-4 action as Monty Tech take it out of their zone.
And it'll be the second time that the Bulldogs had a penalty, or had a power play advantage, and were called for a penalty during that power play. So now, in 10 seconds, once the penalty on Ciano expires, it will be a minute 30 power play for Greenfield. And that starts now. Lowry trying to bring the puck up the ice, but the penalty door popped its way open. Might have gotten in his way. But Greenfield maintains possession with Sean Bauman, the captain, bringing it around the boards. Scanning the area, he sends it back up top. It's controlled by Lowry, who sends it in front, was looking for a deflection from Constantine, and he almost got it. Bulldogs defense just got in the way, just in time. It was Daniel's stick, I think, who got in the way. Now Matt Daniels gets taken down, trying to clear the puck out, and a one-timer is missed by Constantine. Could have been a great setup for Greenfield to notch their second goal of the evening. A pass is too far for Lowry, but it's picked up by Lucas Ciano, who's onside. Sends it down low, a fake, and a high hit to Nico Ciano, and it's sent back onto the far side of the ice, out into the neutral zone. Short-handed pressure by the Bulldogs. Now they're even more shorthanded on defense. A wide open net, but Atkin and the defense for the Bulldogs send it aside and clear it out. Greenfield still has the puck. It's loose in their end, and another hit along the boards. Ciano comes swooping in to try and field it out. Nico Ciano was there as well. Lucas Ciano behind the net, trying to pass it to Nico. And now the penalty's over. It will be an icing as the timing lined up there for Greenfield. It will be a face-off in their offensive end.
Greenwave really knocking on the door there with Lucas Ciano winning that puck along the blue line, coming in hard around the net. He finds a puck into the middle. Zaranig and Nico Ciano both get shots off, but freshman goalie stands tall as Monty Tech clear the zone.
3:20 to go in the second period. Bulldogs still trailing 1-0. Johnson has been perfect so far between the pipes, and this game is getting plenty physical. It's a loose puck in front of the net, and it's cleared out after plenty of jockeying around in the slot. Greenfield clears it down to their end of the ice. Here comes Jack Lowry. Throws on the brakes. Now he fires and he scores! What a goal from Jack Lowry.
5-hole came down, curled, top of the circle, through some traffic. Goalie can't get down quick enough. As he skates into the zone, he comes in, pauses, gets that separation from the dot rather, and finds the back of the net, gives Greenwave a 2-goal cushion here. 2:49 left in the period.
Lowry now with his 4th goal of the season for Greenfield. Having an excellent game so far, and that only punctuates it even more. behind the net for Greenfield, and now it's played back out by the Bulldogs. Winning the puck here against two Bulldogs was Logan Tyler, sent forward off the boards by Constantine. He comes crashing in. A stick is lost by Brady Pareda, and it'll be another icing on the Bulldogs. 2:10 to go in the second period. And Greenfield now feeling a little more comfortable perhaps with a 2-goal lead, but as my father loves to tell me, a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey.
I'll make the next goal the most important one of the game. 2:10 left. Greenwave want to get 3 goals up. Montachusett don't want to get that game out of hand, as Ciano has it down in the lower corner there.
A nice setup pass meant for Ciano, but it skated over his stick. Loose in the slot for a moment. Greenfield tries to send it back in, but Bauman couldn't do it. It is sent in now, but it was from behind the red line. Will be an icing on Greenfield this time, and will be a face-off back in their defensive end with under 2 minutes to go in the second period. Montachusett coming into this arena on the road. They'll have a second road game in 4 days from now against Auburn, and this is their third and final game in a non-league stretch of competition, as that face-off is won back by Montachusett but is lost by their defender, who couldn't get his stick on it. Pareda got to it first, but he turned it back over. 90 seconds to go in the period. A shot through traffic was saved by Johnson. And now it's cleared back out to the neutral zone. But for the Bulldogs, after winning their first game of the season on the 27th of December against Leominster, they beat them 4-1. They're looking to try and come back into this thing, Bill, and try and make a streak of it.
2's a streak, so anything you can get on the board, right? We're getting to the heart of the season here in January and the new year, so this is where you're starting to see teams gel, and if you can get on the board, you're gonna get 2 in a row, then you're feeling better. Greenwave, lose that draw, block the shot though.
The Bulldogs maintain their pressure. And now they bring the puck out of the zone, trying to turn it into some offense, and the centering pass was taken away, and it was just sent wide by a spinning Ciano. Nico Ciano, along with Luca, have been excellent this game, and the pass was taken away by Greenfield. Luca Ciano gets the pass from Bauman as the whistle blows the blade dead, and the official taps his chest. It was a errant whistle. The puck came out of the glove of Atkin, and it probably would have been a goal for Greenfield. And as a matter of fact, I think it was shot into the back of the net, but the whistle blew the play dead as the official thought that the puck was caught. Good break there for the Bulldogs as they win the draw. Stretch pass there that's taken away by the back of Jack Lowry. Good defense without him even knowing it. Blocker save made by Ben Johnson. Now here comes Lowry on the offensive end. He takes another shot, and that was almost 5-hole again, but the leg pad got in the way. No one knows where the puck is. Now Lowry pounces on it again. Under 10 seconds to go in the second period. Maybe one more chance for Greenfield, but the Bulldogs take it away. It's sent back down behind the goal, and that will do it for the second period. 2-0 the score now for Greenfield after a lucky bounce on the Lucas Ciano goal and just a beautiful one-man play by Jack Lowry to work his way all the way through the Bulldogs defense, throw on the brakes, and just rocket it between the legs of Avery Atkin, who's been excellent this game, Bill.
He has. He's played very well. Greenwave outshot Fitchburg Montitech 13-9 in that period, and also killed off 2 power plays, limiting Montitech to just 4 shots on those 2 power plays. Benny Johnston been playing just as well as that freshman Tendy. He has stopped now 16 straight through 2.
And Johnston, coming into this contest tonight, had a very impressive 923 save percentage coming into tonight's contest after facing a total of 91 shots against. So he's been tested a lot this season, despite this being only his 3rd game of the season. Excuse me. No, it is his 3rd game. Yes, because Cooper had his 3rd game against Longmeadow. But for Greenfield, this is a great opportunity for them, number one, to get a win, and second of all, to really flip the script from just yesterday. They got shut out by Longmeadow, and now if they can play some good, clean, aggressive hockey for the next 15 minutes of this contest, they can get themselves a shutout win and completely turn that around in just a day's time.
Yeah, the best thing about having a game right after the game before is that you can erase that memory, start fresh. Here is a chance to prove yourself again, and so far they've been successful in doing that with 2 goals here in the 2nd period. And then they've been doing that, just winning that shift, winning those loose puck battles, and I think you're seeing a lot tidier of a game than yesterday, where they are winning those puck battles by moving their feet. And then the penalty kill has been looking very sharp as well.
Absolutely. Greenfield's been great all around, and the Chickens already on the ice. More to come in the 3rd period when we come back here in Collins Moreland Arena. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. The third period is just about to be underway here at the Collins Moylan Arena. It is a 2-0 lead for the Greenfield Greenwave, who are so far this season winless. They've gotten one tie against West Springfield on the 27th of December, but now being led by a goal by Lucas Ciano and a goal by Jack Lowry, as well as the excellent goaltending of Ben Johnston. They have found themselves up in this competition against Montachusett Tech 2-0. Teams waiting for clarification on the scoreboard side of things, and it looks like we'll be delaying this face-off as the officials come over to talk with the scorekeepers in between the penalty boxes. All three of them, or all five of those guys, having a discussion right now. It seems like we might be reaching a settlement. Ben Johnston, good thing there was a delay. He forgot his water bottle at the bench. So now he gets it, brings it out, and puts it on top of his net. Officials seem content with things as the issue is communicated to the coaches. And we are underway with the final 15 here in Greenfield, Massachusetts. The home team, Greenwave, win the puck off the face-off. Now it's Nick Constantine who passes it back as he skates it into the zone, and it was a big chance for Atkin, who turned it aside at close range. Greenfield still with possession, but now it's taken away, and a drop pass behind the net is still with the Bulldogs. The captain, Jackson Leader, trying to initiate the clearance of their defensive end, but he, as well as the rest of the Bulldogs, are stuck right now. Excellent forecheck by Greenfield as Pareda almost wins the puck away, and now it is not kept in the zone, but Greenfield maintains possession. Lowry sheds contact. A great poke check right there from Avery Atkin. The freshman goaltender has been excellent this game, only really letting up one true goal. The first goal for Greenfield was a bit fluky. Ended up being a good bounce for them to sneak between the legs of Avery Atkin. But the second goal, Jack Lowry made it all by himself, an unassisted goal. And that was his 5th point of the season, his 4th goal of the season, where he rocketed it between the legs of the freshman Tendy. 13:30 to go in the final period of regulation. A 2-goal lead for Greenfield as they fight for the puck along the far boards. Coming up with it now is the Bulldogs. They can't get it across the blue line, though, as it's taken back in the neutral zone. Nico Ciano bringing it up the rink. Throws on the brakes and tries to stop the puck, but it gets away from him. Pass into the slot. Lucas Ciano trying to get there, but it's chipped away by the Bulldogs. They dump it down behind the goal line. And some soft collisions behind the net as everyone holds on to their sticks, as there's plenty of contact with Ben Johnston, as it was Noah Pareda who shoved the Bulldog off of him. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ice, it's Lucas Ciano through traffic. He fires a shot that looked like it went off the face mask of Avery Atkin. Long stretch without a stoppage here at the start of the third period. Anson Prunier loses his stick as he was trying to fight for the puck. He picks it back up and will get back into play. The puck ends up on his side of the ice. He fields contact, loses his stick again as he delivered a big hit to Ben Giannet. With 12 minutes to go now. We've seen a lot of big hits from both teams as an icing is waved off by the officials on the rink. Played from behind the net of Ben Johnston, deflected. No, not deflected by Pareda. He tried to get a stick on it, but it deflected off of the boards. And after a long stretch of no stoppage, we finally get one with 11:52 to go in the third period.
A lot of good chances there. Nicholas Constantine starts the period off with a great chance in low. Ciano hits the goalie up in the cage. Bauman taking this defensive zone face-off. Good save by Johnson there, too. It's the second of the period.
Puck ended up in his crease, and he had to turn it aside. This will be another icing against Greenfield. And as I keep saying, Bill, there's just more and more bodies hitting the ice. There's a lot of contact around the puck and even away from the puck that, the officials more often than not are not seeing and not calling, as they're not deeming it worthy of a penalty, or they're just not seeing it, perhaps.
They're letting the boys play, which is good. It's a evenly called game.
It absolutely is. You're starting to see some tempers flare here and there. We saw a bit of a scuffle earlier in the second period, but here comes Greenfield on a rush. Lowry fires another one, and this one gets covered up as it was sent to the chest of Avery Atkin. Both teams will change their on-ice personnel.
Well, it's a point of desperation now for Fitchburg Monty Tech. They're down to 11-17 left in the period. And for the Green Wave, they don't want to let up. They want to keep winning these shifts all the way through the game.
Absolutely, Bill. And this will be another icing against the Bulldogs. Greenfield, so far, just about everything has gone their way. They've fought hard for those 2 goals that are up on the scoreboard in their name. And for the Bulldogs, really, they've been playing pretty well in a lot of respects, too. It's just that Ben Johnston has been having one of his best games of the season so far. As the stick comes up high, it looked like Beckwith. He's going to get whistled for a high sticking, and we'll have the whistle now as the puck is touched up by Logan Tyler. Avery Atkin skated over to the bench, and it will be Beckwith who gets whistled for the high stick. He knows what he did, maybe saying a little joke to the official as they both smile as they skate away from each other. But it'll be another power play for the Bulldogs. This was a great chance for them to get themselves back in this game, Bill.
Yeah, this is their 4th power play of the game so far.
Haven't been able to convert on any of them as that shot was blocked. It looked like it was by Bulldog himself. Stefaniello got in the way, and now he sends a shot on target. Jackson Leader sends a pass wide of his teammate, and now a backhand pass is going to be sent the length of the ice, gets behind the net. Pareda throws on the brakes, and he'll assume a defensive position on the forecheck. Hangs on to his stick as it got caught up in the Bulldogs' elbow, it looked like. But with 1:20 to go, the Bulldogs find themselves stuck back in their own end. Again, we're seeing the excellent penalty kill of the Green Wave. I'm not sure if Cody Ablaza knew the puck was coming to him there. He had his back to the pass. As that puck is sent on target, a secondary shot that's covered up as the one-timer with a big windup was fired by Chase Zoronik right on target and forces Atkin to make a save despite being on a power play.
Yeah, Lowry with a 180-foot shot, and it looks like there's going to be a timeout so people can regroup after the visitors not happy with what they saw in the power play. Green Wave able to use their lead forward, angle that play over to the wall. Second guy's making contact, turning that puck over, and then they just rinse and repeat. Although they looking to get a little offensive pressure too, with 2 shots to Monty Tech's 1 on this man advantage for the visitors.
Safe to say that Greenfield's been excellent on the penalty kill this evening. They're in the process of killing off their 4th man advantage for the visitors in this single game. Penalties have been an issue. I believe 3 of those penalties have been coming from Lucas Ciano, actually, unless there is some overlap that I'm not remembering. But for the Bulldogs, they use their timeout here. Coach Bouchard for the Greenwave trying to fire up his team. But for the Bulldogs, they just got to find some answers to get past the brick wall that's been Ben Johnston this game. He's just been impenetrable. Nothing has even had a chance of getting past him so far, Bill.
And he's had to really maintain his concentration because those shot attempts are coming in small bursts throughout the game. It's not a consistent pressure that he's seen. And sometimes as a goaltender, those are the trickiest games. Can you maintain your focus and composure?
Another stretch pass for a clear for Greenfield. Back behind their own goal line is where the Bulldogs find themselves once again. 45 seconds to go in their fourth power play of the game. Their fourth big chance to try and get on the board. Greenfield stopped them 3 times in a row so far. Safe to say that the Bulldogs are showing plenty of physical effort as the puck is sent out of play. It hits the ceiling of the barn and comes back down. So we'll have a face-off on the left side of Ben Johnston, it looks like.
What goes up must come down, and it results in a defensive zone face-off.
Greenfield almost won the face-off, but it was taken away by Cody Ablaza. Greenfield had a chance to clear it. Now a deflected puck loose in the slot, and it's saved. A great effort from Jackson Leader to keep it alive. And a loose puck in front, but another good save by Ben Johnston. Couldn't be cleared out of the zone. And some big help from his defenseman as it's another good save as he was just in the right place at the right time. The official comes over and fixes the net as it was pushed a little wide. There's some contact away from the puck. I think that the official's waving it off as incidental, as it looks like we have Lucas Ciano, who's slow to get up. Hand is up from the line judge, and that was for offside. Intercepted pass by Anson Pruniers. Pareda delivers a hit. Now Greenfield trying to move things forward. Both teams at even strength, and we have an offside whistle. 8:23 to go in the third period. Fourth man advantage chance for the Bulldogs has been missed as Greenfield kills off their fourth penalty of the game.
Good win by Greenwave in the neutral zone.
Bulldogs win it right back. Lowry gets there first. Backhand trying to clear it out of the zone. He was trying to get to Pareda, it looked like. There's plenty of contact along the boards, but it finds its way through Zaranig. He almost got there in time. Constantine gets it across the blue line. And now Pareda's in pursuit. 2 Bulldogs around him. Still on top of the puck. Now it's getting behind him. Zaranig comes free. He's got a lane. A backhand across and fanning on the one-timer. The puck was loose in the crease. And another fan shot, this time from Jack Lowry. A couple good chances for Greenfield to maybe send this game away and make it 3-0. But a couple lucky bounces keep the Bulldogs in it for now, Bill.
That's right, yeah, Chase with a great vision, centering that pass across to Pareda. Just couldn't make good wood on that. Oh, another good shot by Pareda from a pass from Zaranig as well. They're looking like they've got some good chemistry together on that line.
High shot on the other end of the ice. Went over the glove of Ben Johnston. Coming up with the puck is Sean Beckwith as he gets his legs taken out from under him. Still with the puck as he pops right back up. Fields another hit. Still on the puck. Through traffic. Here's Beckwith. He shoots and it's saved by Atkins. An incredible effort by Sean Beckwith. Well, a line change was happening for Greenfield. Now Lowry brings it across the blue line. Centering pass. Max Karen sweeps it across the net but couldn't get it on target. 6:40 to go in the third period. A loose puck in the slot. It's sent out of the zone. Will not get there for an icing. A deflected pass in front of their own crease from Jack Lowry, but now the puck finds its way to the end of the stick of Max Karen. Tries a centering pass, but it couldn't find a green jersey. Big collision along the board. Prunier fell down. And speaking of falling down, behind the play, it was Chris Stefanilo who now has the puck, fires it forward, and it will be an icing once again on the Bulldogs with just over 6 minutes to go in the third period. Time starting to wind down here for the Bulldogs, Bill.
Yeah, clock's turning into an opponent for them as well, as Greenwave are mounting some good pressure. As you were saying, physical play is really being elevated here as this period goes on. Ciano circling it. Ooh, good shot off the blocker there.
And it looks like Atkin covered that one up. Officials skate in to break up any activity after the whistle, but Bauman wasn't going to try anything, as just about the whole team was on top of him. The whole Bulldogs team was on top of him in the crease, trying to protect their tendy. Bauman wins the draw for Greenfield, but the Bulldogs pounce on the puck. Sent back, still in the neutral zone off deflection. Here comes Nico Ciano. He loses the puck. Now Lucas Ciano sends it forward. Bauman has a chance in the slot, and he scores! Might have gotten a deflection, but a high percentage take right in the slot, and he buries it past Avery Atkin.
Bauman up in the toy department there with a great shot, like you said, up in the high slot, off of a deflection from Lucas Ciano that looked like it was a pass. Quick wrister. Can't tell from the replay if there was a deflection, but either way.
It didn't look like there was. Caught Atkin off guard anyway. And now it's 3-0 with only 5:30 to go in the game. Bulldogs starting to reach at straws to try and find a way to come back into this game, yet to break the puck past Ben Johnston. We'll see if they can stay disciplined in the waning minutes of this contest, as it looked like a stick got in the way of the pass from Nick Constantine. Here come the Bulldogs on a 1-on-2. It's broken up by Greenfield.
Good stick check by Chase Saronic there, coming down low as a center should. And now the ice is really stretched.
Here comes Pareda. He loses the puck right in front of the goal, and he got taken out of the play, or excuse me, Constantine got taken out of the play. Pareda delivers a big hit behind the pass. Bulldogs trying to control behind the net. There's a puck that's loose in front of the crease, and it will be an icing on Greenfield as Brady Pareda couldn't get to the stretch pass in time. 4:32 to go in the third period.
It's nearly a fourth goal there as the puck laid on the doorstep for both Pareda and Constantine. Monty Tech doing a good job of clearing the crease, and they're going to have an offensive zone face-off here with 4:32 left.
Be won back by Greenfield. The clear was deflected twice, ends up on the stick of Bauman. Now it's sent down into the Bulldogs zone, sent off the glass, and lands in the glove, and now down on the ice again in front of Logan Tyler. He's waiting behind the play now as Bauman makes a nice move, excellent stick handling, and he fans on the pass to continue the play for Greenfield, but he intercepts the pass. It's punched down by Nico Ciano, and it's scored by Lucas Ciano. What a play by Greenfield. Just about everyone on the shift was involved in that one. And now it's 4-0 with 4 minutes remaining.
Boys are winning those 50-50 battles, that physical game, and good things happen as they go to the net, and Luca is able to pot a fourth one with 4 minutes left. That is an important marker for Greenfield. You can see they are looking a little brighter in the game, and they're winning this draw here to resume action.
At 11:01.
And with 4 minutes to go in the game and counting, this is a point where Greenfield found themselves against Longmeadow just yesterday, where the chances of winning the game are all but gone for the visiting Bulldogs. And all you really want is to avoid a shutout at the very least. Like Coach Bouchard said about his team having a will not to lose.
You got
Here's
to
Zaranig, and that's blockered away by Atkin, as you're saying, Bill.
Oh, just that you got to hate losing. Winning matters, but losing is the toughest pill to swallow, and so you got to move your feet, as Greenwave have been doing this period, out shooting and out chancing their opponent.
Absolutely, as they still are finding some chances to move the puck forward into their offensive end, create opportunities for themselves, and that's how you can seal away wins like this, up 4-0 and still being relentless. As that shot is sent high off the stick of Brady Pareda. Still kept in the zone by Greenfield, and now it's sent the length of the ice, but will be called down for an icing. 2:37 to go as Greenfield maintains a high sense of pressure on the offensive end of things.
Update on that, Lucas Ciano goal is assisted by his brother Nico and by Sean Bauman too. So the whole line, like you were saying, got in on that.
Great combo play there, and even the defensemen were doing a great job keeping the puck in the zone on that entry. As another chance in the slot, I think that was Nico Ciano this time. It was. Prunier keeps the puck in play. A one-timer sent off of the right leg of Atkin. The puck's cleared down the ice. Another icing called against the Bulldogs. Those 4 minutes really ticking down slow with all of the icings we've seen, but now it's just 2:09 on the clock here in the Collins Moylan Arena. Greenfield will be playing again just 2 days from now here against Ludlow. Ludlow, if my memory serves me, sitting on top of the table for the Berry League. So some tough competition for Greenfield. They lost to Ludlow the last time they played them in a 6-4 final score. That was a game on the road, playing them here in the barn after a big win like this. The energy, at least, will be different in that game, Bill.
Certainly, I think that they are seeing that the hard work and effort of moving your feet in each shift is paying off, and they're going to want to build on that.
Hopefully the boys in green able to take away some good lessons from this win today. It was a hard-fought win for them, despite the runaway final score that we'll have. As a stretch pass will go the length of the ice on Greenfield's side this time. It will be an icing off of the stick of Logan Tyler. It'll be a face-off in Greenfield's defensive end. But for us here at FCAT, I believe that I think we're going to try and come over for that Ludlow game. We'll see how much staff we can get out here. But at the very least, we will be back in Goodnow Gymnasium at Frontier Regional for a big boys basketball matchup between the Red Hawks and the South Hadley Tigers. That is going to be a huge test for the boys basketball team, who just came off of a great win, a massive win against Gardner, who is one of the top-ranked teams in the state for basketball in the preseason ranking. But meanwhile here, the Collins Moylan Arena, 1 minute is remaining in the game. It's a 4-0 lead for Greenfield, and an icing will be called to stop the clock once again.
Greenwave out shooting Monty Tech 12-4 in this third period for a running total of 34-21 over the course of 3 periods with just a minute here left.
Wouldn't be surprised if we get 1 or 2 more shots on goal from Greenfield in this final minute. So that one is sent wide from the high slot. Kept in the zone by Lowry, but now it's taken back out by the Bulldogs. Prunier gets in the way, and the puck jumps into the bench of Greenfield. Will be a face-off right in front of their bench. With 39.5 seconds to go, Johnston just has to show up in the crease for those 39.5 seconds, and he will get his first shutout of the season and Greenfield's first shutout of the season. Lowry with a backhand out of the zone, touched over to Bauman from Lucas Ciano, sent across on the stick of Nico Ciano, and he couldn't finish the shot. Prunier around the back of the net. Lowry sets a screen for him, and the puck gets past Lucas Ciano, but it's sent on target once again. 10 seconds to go in the game. Bulldogs get knocked off of one last rush. 5 seconds to go. Here comes Lucas Ciano, pedaling towards the net, sends it on a backhand. It's turned aside, and Greenfield will walk away with their first win of the season. Final score 4-0.
The final score.
And it's got to feel good for those boys to finally hear this song after a couple of home stands and a couple of tough losses.
Oh, I bet they've been working hard in practice. They knew what they had to do coming in, and I think that they executed their game plan. Didn't give up on any shifts, won those 50-50 puck battles, won the lines, kept the puck in, and slowly but surely they were able to pull out ahead.
And a lot of credit goes to Ben Johnston between the pipes tonight for Greenfield, posting a shutout for his first shutout of the season, and as I said, the first shutout for the team this season. Hopefully a point for them where they can start to turn things around, like you were saying earlier in the broadcast, Bill. This is the meat of the season in January and the start of the new year. It's where a lot of teams are starting to gel together, and if Greenfield can start to do that, they can turn that rough start around and find themselves in a good position in a lot of postseason situations.
That's right. New Year's resolutions is to win some games, and they're doing that with this one, and they've got another one on Monday to get going. And, you know, two's a streak, so that's what they're going to be shooting for. I bet Bouchard's happy with that. Thank you to FCAT for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It was great to have you, Bill. We'd like to thank our crew as well that showed up here. It's always nice to have the support that we do. And as the Fratellis play over the speakers here in Collins Moylan Arena, the final score is 4-0. Greenfield wins their first game of the season, and they will be back on Monday against Ludlow. I've been Mason Smith, here with Bill Drake, and you've been watching Frontier Community Access Television. Have a wonderful night.